Hey everybody, it's Benjamin here at the Centaur Fragrance channel. Thank you so much for stopping by today. We're talking about date fragrances. Beautiful, gorgeous fragrances for different occasions. You saw the title. I'm going to give you a pair, a men's and a ladies fragrance for three different situations. Yes, three different situations. If you're a guy who has a hard time with being creative, if you're a lady and maybe you want to give a little bit of a hint or maybe just introduce a fun idea to your man, I think that this is a very good list and it's going to help you both of you out a lot. I hope that I'm very creative. I love to bring creativity to the fragrance game. There are a lot of top 5 and top 10 lists of Valentine's fragrances. You can go search those out if you like. Nothing's wrong with them, but this is definitely a little bit more catered towards those who just want, some food for thought, some ideas and some creativity, maybe to spice up your love life a little bit. So anyways, if I before I start this list, I do want to say that I do know that a lot of guys and gals choose to go to the movies, and they really just choose to Netflix and chill. Maybe have some chocolates, maybe order some pizza. If you're those kinds of ladies and gents, you probably would be happy with Dior Sauvage and Good Girl EDP. Nothing is wrong with those fragrances, and I'm not bashing, of course, but you might just be happy with that. But let's be a little bit creative. Let's get out there. Let's do something a little bit different for Valentine's Day. Let's have some fun. And the first one we're going to talk about is the nature enthusiast. Maybe you're a hippie at heart. Maybe you're a guy and a gal who really love nature. Maybe you like to hike. Maybe you like to rock climb. Get out there and have a little bit of a different date. Maybe you can go rock climbing with your date. Maybe you can go to maybe a wilderness reserve. If you live close to Yellowstone, that would be perfect. Maybe you just want to go to the park, have a nice walk. Maybe you want to have a first picnic. You've never had a beautiful picnic, a romantic picnic, and made a bunch of nice little finger foods and brought some sodas and all kinds of things and a frisbee to run out there and play with. Maybe you have a nice dog to play with as well. I don't know. Set the scene, do whatever you want, but this is an outdoor date situation. The first one I want to talk about for the ladies is a fragrance called Sierra. Now, this is not going to sound like exactly an outdoor fragrance. It's not going to be green exactly or fresh focused, but this stuff really has a calming nature, and it really smells and makes me think of the mountains. It makes me think of the desert, and it makes me very calm and soothing, and it's just beautiful. This is called Sierra, named after the Sierra Mountains in Nevada, or Nevada, however you want to say it. And this has beautiful notes of peach, honey, tuberose, and a little bit of dry cocoa in the dry down. This doesn't have lavender in it, but I think the cocoa is what I feel is so calming. I love tuberose in a fragrance. The honey is sweet and seductive, and peach just does so wonderfully. It does magic on a lady's skin. So to me, this fragrance is a little bit soft. It's not the most showy fragrance. It might not seem like the most romantic fragrance, but for those who are more wilderness focused, more outdoorsy people, this fragrance is going to be very charming. It's not going to be too much and it's not going to be too little. I think it's just going to be just right. Gorgeous fragrance from the offering, from the house of Devona. I really do, suggest this checking out this house. It's really nice. The next one is also kind of a newer brand on the scene, and they knocked it out of the park. They did a wonderful job. This is this is truly unisex, but I suggest this for the man. The man, who's gonna, definitely gonna sweep a lady off her feet by maybe, going to a picnic, something like that she always wanted but never thought of, a guy would ever do. So what you're getting out of this fragrance by Kieran, this is called 10 a.m. Flirt. You're getting a beautiful grassy fragrance. Beautiful, beautiful grass and green. Fresh and crisp through and through. A beautiful fig that's not too sweet. It never becomes jammy, but there's a beautiful fig to this fragrance. It's truly gorgeous. This is a dream come true fragrance for me. This is very well done, and it's a beautiful creation. It's very much worth your money. I didn't say the price of the first one. Sierra, it's about 55, I think. This one's about $78. It's not going to break the bank. It's not too expensive. And this fragrance actually has great performance and projection for, the kind of quality and the price of what you're getting. Kieran NYC, I don't know if I should say this is a masterpiece or not, but this is an amazing fragrance. To me, it's the best grassy fragrance I've probably ever come across, and it's a dream come true. If you're on a date and you're a guy, I think that you're gonna love this fragrance, and the lady's gonna love it on you. You're gonna be fresh and clean and like a modern green fragrance, very modern. But you're also gonna have fig. You're gonna be playful and sweet, and that floral nature is really gonna surprise her. That gardenia, this big blast of gardenia, does come through in this fragrance, but I never feel like this fragrance comes off as overtly feminine. It comes off in a really nice way. She probably would be very surprised that you're so confident and able to pull off a fragrance like this. And it smells truly beautiful as well. So nature enthusiast, um, you know, nature lovers, definitely check out, Devona Sierra and 10 a.m. Flirt by Kieran NYC. The next situation we got on our hands is for the cool cats. Those who want to go and get on the dance floor. Now, there are some more modern, playful, youthful fragrances, but I felt like you wanted something a little bit more classy. Maybe for the date night, your lady's never been to a jazz club. Maybe she's never been to a speakeasy. Bring her out there to somewhere she can dress up like, maybe like the Roaring Twenties. Maybe she can dress up a little bit and you can dress up to the nines. Maybe get a petticoat, one of those chest vests, and have a fun time. Do something a little bit different for Valentine's Day. I think that would be a lot of fun. So I'm going to start with the guy this time. This one's for the gents. This is called Santal Majusculin by Serge Lutens. Y'all know that Serge Lutens makes a classy fragrance, a posh fragrance, but never begs for attention, never shouts too loudly, but certainly is classy, beautiful juice, and a good value a lot of the time for what you're getting. This is one of my favorite fragrances from the house, and one of my favorite fragrances in general. This is, again, called Santal Majusculin. You're getting notes of a beautiful sandalwood in the dry down, a beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous fragrance with rose. A very well done rose. This rose does not come off as feminine. It's a little bit more dry. It has a tiny bit of like spice nuances to it. And in the top of the fragrance, you're getting this dry, maybe almost approaching the semi-bitter, cocoa kind of stage, like a dry cocoa powder. This is not Nutella. This is not anything like it. But this stuff, it might not sound like the most seductive fragrance, but when you get your skin going and a little bit of natural musk, and the rose really develops with musk so beautifully, this fragrance really is just beautiful. When you're close to somebody dancing, this is going to do wonders, and this is going to do magic. Trust me, the dry cocoa chocolate, the beautiful, calming, creamy sandalwood, and that beautiful rose with your body temperature is going to work magic for you. And, I say that because it might not seem like this fragrance has enough performance for you. It might not seem like it has enough projection, but on the dance floor, it definitely is going to be a beautiful thing. When maybe you're having a conversation, a little bit, close, a little bit intimate, and a little bit in the dark at a really nice cafe. So don't, do something a little bit different. Don't just, reserve a nice fancy restaurant just for the sake of it. Find something with a little bit of a theme and do something a little bit more whimsical, and it'll be a lot of fun, guys. For the ladies, I chose Elixir by Roja. This fragrance has the right amount of charm, and it's playful, and it's fresh, it's happy. It is a little bit universally appealing. It might not seem like the most creative fragrance, but the red berry, this red, almost fruit kind of nature, is hidden underneath and really comes through in a really nice way to my nose. I still find this fragrance is interesting and creative. It is not the most original. It does remind me of Coco Mademoiselle from time to time. But by golly, ladies and gents, guys and gals, this fragrance is a wonderful fragrance. It smells very nice. It's essentially the female version of Elysium. What Elysium can do for men, this fragrance Elixir can do for ladies. Very mass appealing, everyday fragrance, but I feel like it would be perfect for a dance situation. It does feel a little bit light and fresh and crisp. Once you get that natural, musk, that natural salt from your skin, this fragrance is going to do very well with, getting a little bit hot. The situation is getting a little bit spicy. So very nice fragrance. It's beautiful. And I think that, guys are going to gravitate towards this a lot. It's very nice. And certainly with the Roja fragrance, it smells classy and upscale. And if you ever did have to tell somebody what you're wearing, Roja has a brand name behind it, and it's going to sound very upscale. So Very nice fragrance, Elixir by Roja. That's a decant, and I actually gave it to my mom, and she ran through the sample or the decant super fast because she loves it so much. The next one is for the ladies and the gents who want to go to a beautiful opera. Maybe you want to go to a special event. Maybe you've never gone to a museum. Maybe you've never gone to a kind of a special exhibit of maybe some kind of art or something special like that. Phone a friend, get in connections with somebody, and go somewhere, do something a little bit more posh, something a little bit more classy, something extra. This is for you ladies and gents. You got you fantastic people who want to go to the opera, who want to go to Broadway, who want to go to those upscale events like that. Maybe they're a little bit more social events. This is perfect. And I think that that would be a wonderful thing to do on Valentine's Day. So let's start with the ladies this time. Let's wrap it up and start with the ladies. This is Oriental Diamond. Yes, this is a fragrance that's more clean and crisp, and it's a little bit on the classy side. Why would I suggest a fragrance that's more fresh and crisp and kind of happy for maybe a situation that a lot of people would think, maybe more of a dark, seductive fragrance, something like Poison, Poison by Dior. I chose this fragrance because it's a beautiful for a lady in white. Maybe she has platinum hair. Maybe she's a lady out there who wants to smell very, very classy and effortless. This fragrance is very clean. I think it would be wonderful for somebody who wants to be very, maybe they're a little bit of a germaphobe in a funny way. They like surfaces that are very clean and polished. They like marble, those kinds of ladies. I felt like bringing out a Valentine's Day fragrance for, those upscale events that are very clean. Think of polished, shiny glass, situations where there's an exhibit and there's all of that clean glass and some kind of special art, behind it from all around the world, something, historical. So, Oriental Diamond has a little bit of spice. I suppose it could be called Oriental, but it's a little bit more of that fresh, crisp fragrance. And there's not a lot of wonderful fragrances like this for ladies out there. There's Prada El Homme for men. There's Reflection Man for men. There is a woman's version of Reflection Woman, but this stuff is gorgeous. This stuff smells fantastic and beautiful and sweet, and it's a real charmer. When you first smell it, you might not think that it is as charming as it is. Give it some time on your skin, and you'll know what I'm talking about. This fragrance always makes me think of white lace, white linen, and maybe I don't even know if I should say it on YouTube, but I will. White lingerie. This fragrance has definitely got that class and that spunk, and it's beautiful. So if you're an upscale lady and maybe there's going to be action at the end of the night, I think that this fragrance is beautiful. I think it works magic. So definitely check this one out. I think it would be perfect, again, for going to an upscale event, going to the opera, going to a play, going to, maybe not something like a concert, but you certainly could if it was an upscale concert. Now, for the guy, this is the choice I made for the guy. I wanted something classy, something professional, but I didn't want it to be too heavy. I didn't want it to be something, dark or tobacco focused. I wanted something that was just a charmer. And I pulled out Tom Ford's Pour Homme Extreme. This is from their regular line. I actually tend to like their regular line more than I do like their, private line these days for the price and for how the uniqueness. This fragrance is truly a unique fragrance. You get truffle. You get a beautiful, beautiful, almost like leathery, suede nuance to this fragrance. There's spices, there's class. There are a lot of notes to this fragrance. I don't want to grab all of them out and talk all about them. It's just done in a very modern way. All of these notes in this fragrance come off so classy, so modern. But it might smell a little bit more on the classic woodsy, spicy side of things. But this is so upscale and it's so well done. If you like things like John Varvatos Vintage and you want something even better, something a little bit classier, this stuff is gorgeous. And I also love the tiny bit of earthy nuances with that truffle-like vibe in the dry down. This fragrance is kind of violet-like. The fragrance really smells more of like a violet focused fragrance, and I feel like that is a very posh, classy thing for a gent. So, this perfect for the opera, perfect for this exhibits, for being a very upscale and a classy gent. I think that this is a wonderful fragrance. And if you're a gentleman out there and you like those things like Dior Fahrenheit and you want something maybe a little bit more date appropriate, I think that this is certainly worth your attention. Certainly is. So I hope that my video here today was a little bit more creative, a little bit more playful, a little bit more different. I wanted to give you guys and gals 3 different situations. I hope that I did them justice, and I hope that I definitely brought everything to the table. Where I made things fun, I made things creative, and I definitely helped a lady and a gent out there. Get out there on a date night, do something a little bit different this time, do something a little bit fun. Don't do the just good old Netflix and chill and the pizza and the Oreos. Do something a little bit different and have some fun. Trust me, it'll be rewarding, and you'll make some good memories. I think that you'll have a good time. So I want to thank all of y'all for being here today. If you liked my video, please support me down below. You see that subscribe button, you see that little thumbs up, give me a thumbs up, give me a subscribe, hit the bell, and when you hit the bell, make sure you hit all notifications so you never miss out on an episode. Now, don't miss out on my content because I've been uploading every day very regularly for quite a while. So thank y'all so much for being here today. I gotta wrap up this video. I gotta go now. But I thank y'all so much for being here. Wear what you love, rock what you got, and let me know down below what's your Valentine's fragrance going to be, and what are you going to be doing for Valentine's Day? I would love to know down below. Let's get that conversation started. I'll see y'all next time, my friends. Bye, everybody.